Welcome to Infoborders Community Management Introduction videos. These videos will be covering the following key areas of interest: people and organizations, surveys, e-commerce programs, task management, document library, self-testing and onboarding, issues resolution and reporting. We will start by looking at the people and organization features, and this video will cover the following areas of interest: trading partners and contacts, trading partner portal users and access management, EDI partner integration, organization list, and tagging. We are now going to log in into the portal using the admin account. We are right now looking at the organizations page. This page can be normally accessed under communities, organizations. Here we see a CRM-like structure where the administrator user with a company can easily get information about particular trading partner. For our demonstration, we have loaded different organizations into this portal. Let's take a look at one of these organizations to understand better the information presented. Right of the organization, from the organizations page, we see that each organization is taking several lines on the screen. We see the company name, the address, the website, the telephone numbers, and the default contact email address that has been provided. To get more information, we can click directly on the company name. Here we're looking at the details of the company. In the summary section, we see detailed information about the phone, emails, addresses, and domains. Below, we have a little bit of information about the organization. Just below that, we see EDI identifiers. We're going to come back to the EDI identifiers when we talk about integrating these organization users into the portal itself. And we see the people associated with this organization. Changes can be made very easily from this view. For example, to make changes to the phone numbers or the addresses, all we need to do is click on the EDI, edit this information link. Adding additional telephone number is easy. We click on the add phone number, type the phone number, and specify the phone type. The phone number information has been added. Similarly, we can add another email address. If we want to delete an entry, we can simply click on the cross found next to the entry. The organization can have also multiple addresses. It can be deleted exactly the same way. Once we certify the changes that we have made are what we want, we can click on the Save button. The About section helps us provide some detailed information about the organization. By clicking on this link, a pop-up window appears where we can enter additional information or replace the information that has been already entered previously. The EDI identifiers are important when it comes to linking the organization within the CRM with the EDI data that is going to be sent or received on behalf of this organization. So we can click on the edit EDI entries and we can add new EDI IDs. So we put ZZ. Some information for the ISA and the GS in the case of X12, or in generally interchange and group information. An organization can have multiple IDs, and additional IDs can be added by clicking on the link. For now, we'll just cancel it out. We also can see that the organization can have one or more users. Let's add a new user to this organization. We'll call him Edward Smith. His job is he is the EDI coordinator. This is going to be our B2B technical contact. And we can provide phone numbers for this user. If there is an email address, it can be entered the same way. And if there was any address information specific to this user, it can be also entered here. When we click Save, the information, the user has been added to the list. If we wanted to grant this user access to the portal, and we'll talk a little bit about security separately. If we wanted to give this user the portal, we can come back to that user and click on Edit User Portal Properties and specify the login address that we're going to be used by selecting one of the email addresses that has been entered earlier. If you want the user to be notified with email of access to the portal, it can be done here as well. When we click OK, a user has been created and permission has been granted to this user to access the portal as the trading partner user. We can go back to right now we're actually looking at the person's details. We can go back to the organizational view by clicking on the company name. We are back at the organizations page. So far we have taken a look at how to edit and view the details of the organization. Finding the organization of interest is also very easy within the community management module. We provide a search terms window where the user can enter the name, email address, phone numbers, or any other fields associated with the profile to do the search. For example, we could search by the street name and find all the companies on the same street. We can search by postal code. And we can also search by company name. Sometimes you want to be able to extract the same group of organizations over and over again. And community management provides a concept of lists. If we look at the list, there is one system list defined, which includes all the organization with the community management. And there is a number of saved lists that has been created as well. For example, let's take a look at one of those lists. We have A to M, means all the companies whose names begin from A to M. Here is the result of that search or that list. We can edit that list or view the content of that list by clicking the Edit List link. Here we see the name of the list and the field that we are searching for and the conditions. So name, or the company name, has to be greater than M, and name has been less than or equal to M. We can also take a look at, for example, at the New York list. And if we look at the details of that, we can see that where we can want to look for all the companies where the state or province is equal to NY or New York. Once a filter has been or a list has been enabled, searches that are performed against the subset of organizations already defined. So if I was to do a search again using some of our earlier searches, we're going to be only looking at organizations containing the street name Marcus within the list A to M. When working on organizations, sometimes you want to be able to mark an organization or more with a specific tag. So let's assume that I've been working on 4C Technology Inc. organization, and I want to be able to come back to it later after lunch. I can start typing the tag name, and if this tag exists already, it will appear in the list. If it hasn't, if it's a new tag, it can be added as new. And I'm going to add this tag to this organization. I'm also going to come back to the organization list and find another company here, Advanced Graphics Design, that I want to be able to tag as well. Again, same approach, start typing, the tag appears, and the tag has been added. A company or organization can have more than one tag if required. I'm going to go back to the organization view, select flag by tag, and select flag as my tag, and I see the two organizations that have been tagged. This is one way of tagging organizations. Another way of tagging is by defining a filter. For example, I want to see, I'll call all the companies that are located in New York. And I want to add a tag to all the organizations within my current list. I will click on Add Tag and select a tag from the list. So far, we have taken a look at the organization within the community management. We also mentioned that there is a separate section of people within the community management. And the two are linked together, as we have seen it earlier when we edited details within the organization, within the community. When we look at the people's list specific, we'll see the same user interface and functionality that we saw within the organization. And since the functionality is identical, we will not look at the same information again. We just should say that from the people organization list, we can always select the name of the individual we are interested, or the company name, to drill down and view the details. So if I select the individual interested, I see the same information that we saw earlier when we edited the user's information, and I can have the ability to link back to the organization to which this user belongs. This concludes our first part of the community management video.